Well, 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 isn't this very interesting seeing what Elon Musk has just done? Just bought 9%, or more than 9% of Twitter. I think this is actually a good thing, and I'm going to explain to you why I think that. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to have you here. Today, I'm a bit tired. I went for a ride on my electric mountain bike. You'd think it'd be easy, but while I was with someone who wasn't riding an electric mountain bike, but he was faster than I was. It was insane. The guy is an absolute machine, or I'm very, very slow. But anyway, today was muddy, wet, cold, and it was quite a lot of fun, but I've got to say I'm pretty tired after riding my electric bike now. I think 5 days out of the last 7. So I'm getting fit again. And you know what? I'm going to make some videos about electric bikes. I bought one for my son, my 8-year-old son who races BMX. And by the way, he's racing in the Nationals and the Oceania Championships this week on Friday and Saturday. So hopefully he doesn't get involved in any big crashes like the last race where he did a backflip and landed on his back when he was pushed off the track. That was crazy. A bit scary as a dad seeing that. Anyway, getting back to Elon Musk. He's sort of really taken a page here out of Jeff Bezos's book. I mean, Jeff Bezos, it's not quite the same, is it? Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. By the way, I'm not a fan of the Washington Post. I don't know, I just don't like a lot of the stuff they say. But anyway, that's beside the point. It's sort of a similar thing where these big billionaires go and own media. But you know what? Twitter, yeah, I personally think this is a good move from Elon Musk. For one, he doesn't like censorship. Twitter is getting into the game of censorship these days. They're deciding who they agree with, who they don't agree with. I mean, obviously, no one agrees with terrorists. There shouldn't be terrorists on Twitter. There are terrorists on Twitter right now. And Twitter seems more interested in censoring opinions of people that are not terrorists, rather than actually removing people's accounts who are terrorists. To me, that is a weird set of priorities. I don't know about you, but I think maybe don't worry about people whose opinions you don't agree with. Just ignore them. Just pretend they don't exist if you don't agree with them. But if there's terrorists on there, maybe you should focus on removing their accounts. And they're not. Seriously, I don't know why they don't care about this. To me, this is bizarre. Maybe Elon can push the company into more of the right direction, because I personally feel like they've gone off the rails a bit lately. Tell me if you agree with me or not. Now, this actually makes Elon Musk the largest shareholder of Twitter. And I'm curious to know what the CEO, Jack Dorsey, thinks about Elon becoming the largest shareholder. Obviously, this will give him some, I don't know how much, probably not a lot, but some level of influence over Twitter. So what's happened since? Well, Twitter's stock is soaring. I mean, if Elon Musk bought 9.2% of any public company, the stock will soar pretty much immediately. That's just the way the stock market works. So, I mean, Elon could really participate in some pretty serious insider trading here. Basically, if he buys anything, the price of that goes up. So in a sense, he's causing insider trading to happen. I mean, it's not insider trading really, but I mean, he can just buy anything and the price is going to increase. That's just the way that the market seems to be working right now. Same thing happened with Bitcoin, incredibly. I mean, he obviously didn't buy 9.2% of all Bitcoin in the world, but they bought a fair bit last year. As per the SEC filing, Musk now owns 73,486,000 shares of common Twitter stock, representing 9.2% of the platform's stock. The CEO's stake in the company is worth $2.9 billion, based on Twitter's closing price on Friday. So let's have a look at Twitter's stock price. This is ridiculous, right? The price on Friday was $38 per share. Now, on Monday in the US, it's risen to $49.50 per share. It's essentially increased in value by 20%, simply because Elon Musk now owns 9.2% of the company. It kind of tells you something about what the market thinks about this guy. He's got his critics. Rightly so, he's said some questionable things, but clearly people believe that whatever he gets involved with works. At least that's the way that I would explain it. Let me know if you agree with that or you disagree in the comment section below. But keep it civil. Some of the comments can get a bit trashy. Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it intelligent in the comment section below. Who is the second largest shareholder? Who were previously the largest shareholder? Vanguard. The former largest shareholder owns 70.4 million shares, followed by Morgan Stanley Investment Management, which has 64.7 million shares. Current Twitter CEO on it, Technicality, Agrawal Parag owns only 500,000 shares in the company, and co-founder Jack Dorsey holds less than 2% of the company. So in other words, Musk owns 5 times more shares in the company than Jack Dorsey. Now, what I find interesting about all this is Musk has been quite critical of Twitter. Only 2 weeks ago, the CEO posted a poll asking users of the social media platform if they believe Twitter adheres to the principles of free speech. I want to know what you think. I mean, you've heard what I have to think about that. Let me know what you think. Does Twitter adhere to the principles of free speech? Questionable. The poll ended with a 70.4% of over 2 million respondents stating that they do not think Twitter adheres to the principles of free speech. In other words, 70% of respondents think Twitter is not a free platform. Now, the respondents weren't being asked if they agree with promoting terrorism. That's an entirely different matter. They're being asked if they believe that Twitter leans one political direction or another. Essentially, that's basically what the question was saying. I think it's pretty clear what people think in general. Obviously, the 30% would agree with the political stance of Twitter. Therefore, they think it's all free, right? That's what I would guess anyway. Now, Musk said the consequence of his poll would be important, and he also inquired if a new platform was needed. This incited speculation that Tesla CEO was looking into establishing a new social media platform. Ultimately, though, Wedbush analyst Dan Ives noted on Monday that Musk's 9.2% stake in Twitter could lead to a potential buyout. I mean, obviously, it is financially possible for Elon Musk to take over Twitter. That's kind of insane, actually. This is what I've said. Musk could try to take a more aggressive stance here on Twitter. This eventually could lead to some sort of buyout. This makes sense given what Musk has been at least talking about recently from a social media perspective, said Dan Ives. Now, I don't really understand this. I'm not a big Twitter fan. I don't really use the platform. It's never really taken off that much in Australia. But Musk is one of Twitter's most prolific users. He has over 80 million followers, and he has essentially built his company's online presence through his tweets. He's used it as a marketing platform, and I have to say, it's been brilliant. It's been genius the way he's been able to use social media to communicate to the public in terms of marketing Tesla, the brand, and not having to spend money. I mean, it saved Tesla literally hundreds of millions of dollars in not needing to spend that money on marketing. It's a great move in that sense. Although I do think maybe he spends too much time on it, reacting to people's thoughts and opinions. I think that's maybe not so productive. Teslarati says the same is true for SpaceX. Elon has also been able to use Twitter to promote SpaceX and to kind of increase the excitement of space exploration among the social media generation. I mean, how many other CEOs does the average person know the name of in any field? Very, very few. Very, very, very few. Now, some people are saying that they wish he bought 51% of Twitter so that he would own a controlling stake in the same way that Bezos has done that with the Washington Post. By the way, I don't think that should be legal. I don't think any one person should control a massive media platform. I don't think it should be legal for Jeff Bezos to own the Washington Post. I don't think it should be legal for Elon Musk to own Twitter. I think that too much power in one person's hands is simply too much power. It doesn't matter who they are or how smart they are. That's my personal opinion, though. Let me know what you think. Free speech has changed more and more to what's happening now, which is you're allowed to say anything as long as you're agreeing with us, whoever us are. Having a healthy discussion, let's agree to disagree, is no longer an option. That is a problem. Hopefully, that will change. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.